Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. Sign up for a 1-week free trial, no credit card required, for access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts.
Hey guys, it's James the Chart Guys. It is Wednesday, March 14th. Going to do my nightly video on natural gas. So again, natural gas weekly, as I've said, consecutive candles. Every consecutive candle, higher low and higher highs. We do have two long upper wicks here. We had a doji last week of indecision. It had more of an upper wick. And again, we are seeing profit taking and rejection of that 8 EMA on the weekly, which is at 2.766. But the weekly is still forming higher highs and higher lows on consecutive candles. What I would watch for is, again, if it happens this week, we'll see what happens on the inventory reaction tomorrow. But if it breaks the low of this week, 2.673, then I think that the bears take it back over on this weekly chart. But if we do hold a higher low above last week's low on this weekly candle, what I will see is what the low of this weekly candle is, depending on how strong we finish. If we close near the top or near the bottom here of this weekly candle, if we close near the bottom, I'd watch for the low of next week, of whatever low set this week, and a break of that, and I'm going to play it bearish for a Natgas swing here, with the weekly going back in favor, in my opinion, in favor of the bears, and going to likely lose the 8 EMA on the weekly if that is the case. And so we need to close for bulls above this 8 EMA here on the weekly, which is at 2.766. Two rejections there so far. So we're squeezing here tighter and tighter between the 4 EMA and the 8 EMA. And so we'll see who wins that EMA battle on these resistances. Looking at the Natgas adjusted contract weekly. Natgas weekly contract adjusted weekly is a little bit different story. We need to break above that 20 EMA. And again, as of now, what I was expecting, if you've been following me in my past videos, is I was expecting a lower high on the weekly to be set here below 2.983. Looking at the daily RSI. And the daily RSI is not really overbought yet, but I would watch this if it's overbought. If we continue to move up on this daily and we remain overbought on the daily here, if we get to the overbought territories, I would be careful, because I do think we're going to pull back on the weekly before setting a higher high above 2.983 on that weekly chart. Looking at the weekly again. I'm sorry, let me look at the daily. So looking at the daily here, we had a support here of 2.712. Broke it, but bulls did buy the dip. And we'll see if we continue to establish higher lows here on the daily. We need to be a little bit careful. So what I would watch for tomorrow is, because we broke this daily support of 2.712, watch for a support break tomorrow of the low of today of 2.71. If we break below 2.71, that could be a sign that we're going to start pulling back further, and that weekly has the lower high set, and that the bears are going to take control on the weekly chart back again. So that is going to be something to key in on tomorrow, is if it can hold the low of 2.71. And again, with the inventory report, we could easily break below it and then bounce on it with a bull reaction, or we could break above this recent high here and then dump. So those are all factors to watch for on the inventory report tomorrow. I'd like to generally give inventory reports 30 minutes to an hour for the market to digest the information. I've seen multiple times bull inventory reports have a bearish reaction, and bear inventory reports have a bullish reaction. So always be patient on the reactions. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Looks like we're breaking to a lower low on the 4-hour chart, as well as, again, that daily chart. We did break that support. We're barely holding it. And so what I would look for here is on inventory report, if we do move up, is I would see if there's a lower high set here on the 4-hour below 2.811, and then we pull back here, and that could be potentially forming an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour, or even on the hourly if you want to look at it. Hourly, same thing. We had this run up and then pull back. We higher high, but then now we've broken to a lower low on the hourly and on the 4-hour. So if we see any bounce attempt, and we see a lower high set here on the hourly, it could play out to be a longer term head and shoulder chart on the 4-hour chart. We had a head and shoulder here on the hourly. You can clearly see left shoulder, head, right shoulder was unable to set a higher high, and then once we broke that, draw a neckline here if you'd like. Once we broke that neckline, then you saw the pullback was more significant on the hourly on Natgas. So I would key in on this 4-hour as well tomorrow as a day trader, if you're a day trader, and watch the inventory reports and see if we're unable to move back up. Watch this resistance here at 2.798 on the 4-hour. If we're unable to break that and we set a lower high here and form a right shoulder, then be very well aware that this could be a inverse 4-hour head and shoulder chart, and we are going to pull back some more. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.